So we are very much honored to be here at the Ghosh residence. And actually, I was thinking today we can honor our satsang in Shraddhanjali of Shriman Lal Mohan Ghoshji. In our Vedic culture, there is an amazing, we can call, system where whatever bhakti we do or whatever activities we do, it can be offered for the benefit of another. Such a philosophy is unheard of in any other religion except in our Sanatan Dharma. So, supposing if we are performing any fasting, upvas, we can offer the benefit to somebody that we care, somebody we love. Supposing if we are doing Harinam, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, or any other names of the Lord or their lordships, we can offer the benefit to another person. So today, similarly, we would like to offer today's kirtan, satsang, to the higher destination and well-being, eternal well-being of Sriman Lal Mohan Ghoshji. Hare Krishna. So I would like to start by singing actually it's a combination of two bhajans in Bengali. I'll try my best. How many of you are here of Bengali? I can see most of you, all right? Everyone? Not you? Yes, that's right. Okay, all. So he has got two hands. You're double Bengali. Anyone. So
it doesn't matter.
It does not matter, but the reason why,
Children of God.
yes, of course. Why I'm saying that is, I think it will become a little more interesting if I do a couple Bengali bhajans. That way, it feels like more like home.
Right.
That's the whole idea. And actually speaking, Mahaprabhu actually appeared in Bengal. So, and our ISKCON founder, Acharya Srila Prabhupada, also appeared in Bengal. So we have whether we are Bengalis or not Bengalis, we have a very special place for Bengal and the Bengalis in our hearts, regardless whether we are born there or not. So I would like to, and of course, I would like to welcome listeners online as well. We have a Bhakti Vedanta Bhagavat group, and devotees join from different places based on their convenience, and who are there in different time zones, India, Europe, US, Canada, etc. So, Satchitananda Prabhu, if you can give me some accompaniment, and also Sudipta Prabhuji. So I will sing this bhajan. Please forgive me if there's any pronunciation issues or any errors, but I will try my best, and I seek your blessings. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
ভুলিয়া তোমারে সংসারে আসিয়া পেনানা বিদবথা তোমার চরণে আসিয়াছি আমি বলিব দুঃখের কথা জননী যথরে ছিলাম যখন বিষম বনপাশে একবার প্রভু দেখা দিয়াম বঞ্চিলে এদিন দাসে ভুলিয়া তোমারে সংসারে আসিয়া এই মানা যথা তখন ভাবিনু জনম পাইয়া করিব ভজন তব। ও জনম হইল পড়ি মায়া জালে, না হইল জ্ঞান লব। জনম হইল বড়ি মায়া জালে, না হইল জ্ঞান লব। আদরের ছেলে স্বজনের কোলে আসিয়া কানু কাল। নানক জননী স্নেহেতে ভুলিয়া সংসার লাগিল ভালো। আমা ভুলিয়া তোমারে সংসারে আসিয়া নানা বিধ ব্যথা। ক্রমে দিন দিন বালক হইয়া ভেলিনু বালক হইয়া ভেলিনু বালক। আর কিছু দিনে জ্ঞান উপজিল, পাঠ পড়ি অহরহ। বিদ্যার গৌরবে ভ্রমি দেশে দেশে, ধন উপর জনপরি। স্বজন পালন করিয়ে কমনে, ভুলিনু তো মারে হরি। ভুলিয়া তোমারে সংসারে আসিয়া এই নানা বিধ ব্যথা। বার্ধক্যে এখন ভক্তি বিনোদ, কান্দিয়া করয়তি। ভজিয়া তোরে দিন বৃথা গেল, এখন কি হইবে গতি। ও না ভজিয়া তোরে দিন বৃথা গেল, ও ভুলিয়া তোমারে সংসারে আসিয়া এ নানা বীর ব্যথা। বিদ্যার বিলাসে কাটিনু কাল, পরম সাহসে আমি তোমার চরণে না ভজিনু কবু, এখন শরণ তুমি। পড়িতে পড়িতে ভরসা বাড়িল, জ্ঞানে গতি হবে মানি। সেই আশা বিফল, সেই জ্ঞান দুর্বল, সেই জ্ঞান অজ্ঞান জানি। ভুলিয়া তোমারে ভুলিয়া তোমারে জড় বিদ্যা যত মায়ার বৈভব, তোমার ভোজনে বাধা। জড় বিদ্যা যত वैभव, तुम्हारा भजन बाधा। মোহ জন্মিয়া অনিত্য সংসারে জীবেকে পড়বে গাধা, সেই গাধা হয়ে সংসারে বোঝা বাহিন অনেক কাল। বার্ধক্যে এখন শক্তির অভাবে কিছু নাই লাগে ভালো, ও ভুলিয়া তোমারে, ও ভুলিয়া তোমারে। জীবন যাতনা হইল এখন, সে বিদ্যা অবিদ্যা ভেল, অবিদ্যার জল ঘটিল বিষম, সে বিদ্যা হইসেল। তোমার চরণ বিনা কিছু ধন সংসার না আছে আর, ভক্তি বিনোদ জড় বিদ্যা ছাড়ি তুয়া পদ করে সার, ও ভুলিয়া তোমারে সংসারে আসিয়া, ও ভুলিয়া তোমারে। হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে হরে, হরে রাম 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 হরে হরে। হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে হরে, হরে রাম 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 হরে হরে। সময় হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে হরে, হরে রাম 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 হরে হরে। নিতাই গৌর হরি বল, হরি বল, হরি বল, হরি বল, নিতাই গৌরা। জয় জয় প্রভুপাদ 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 প্রভুপাদ, জয় জয় প্রভুপাদ। নিতাই গৌর হরি বল, নিতাই গৌর প্রেমানন্দে হরি হরি বল। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाखया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोऽभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले, स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो
श्रीयुता पदकमलं श्रीयुतो वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजन सहितं श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्रीराधा कृष्ण पादान् सगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च नवनीरदनिन्दित कान्तिधरं रससागर नागर भूपवरं नवनीरदनिन्दित कान्तिधरं रससागर नागर भूपवरं शुभवङ्किमचारु शिखण्डशिखिं भज कृष्णानिधिं व्रजराजसुतं भज कृष्णानिधिं व्रजराजसुतं राधिका सरोदइन्दु निन्दिमोख मण्डली वन्दिये श्रीपादपद्म वृषभानु नन्दिनी वन्दिये श्रीपादपद्म वृषभानु नन्दिनी वन्दिये श्रीपादपद्म वृषभानु नन्दिनी आजानु लम्बितो भुजो कौनकाय अवधातो संकीर्तनै इतरो कमलाय ताक्षो विश्वम्भरो द्विजवरो युगधर्म पालो वन्दे जगत प्रियकरो करुणा अवतारो पतित पावन निताय गौर सुंदर की जय पतित पावन निताय गौर सुंदर की जय यस्या प्रसादात् भगवत प्रसादो यस्य अप्रसादात् न गति कुतोऽपि दयांस्तु वां यस्य त्रिसंज्ञा वन्दे गुरोः श्री चरणारविन्दम् 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 Hare Krishna. So I cannot speak Bangla fluently. I understand most of it. So I will speak it in English so that the youngsters can also benefit. I try my best. It is the mercy of our acharyas. Jai Gurudev. Indeed. Ekaki amar nahi paibal. Harinam shun kirtane. তুমি কৃপা করি শ্রদ্ধা বিন্দু দেহাতে हो কৃষ্ণ নাম ধনে কৃষ্ণ সে তোমার কৃষ্ণ দিতে পার তোমার শকতি আছে আমি তো কাঙ্গাল কৃষ্ণ কৃষ্ণ বলি ধাই দেওয়া পাচে পাচে দয়াল বৈষ্ণব ঠাকুর জয় গুরুদেv Hare Krishna. So this bhajan was composed in the 19th century, approximately 200 years ago, in West Bengal, especially near Kolkata, by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. For those who are not aware who he is none other than in our Guru Parampara. There are several bona fide Vaishnava Sampradayas. There are 4 principal ones. One coming from Lakshmi Devi, that is known as Sri Sampradaya. One coming from Lord Shiva, known as Rudra Sampradaya. One coming from the 4 Kumaras, known as the Kumar Sampradaya. And the 4th one coming from Lord Brahma himself, that is the Brahma. And because we are the followers of Mahaprabhu, we are in that Sampradaya, which is also known as Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. So, in that there are 32 acharyas, 32nd being His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. So, Srila Prabhupada's Gurudev was also from West Bengal originally, and his name is Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. Prabhupada, by the way, is a title, just like Prime Minister, President. Anybody who is qualified can become a president or a prime minister. So in our Gaudiya Parampara, we have many Prabhupadas. And so Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, the Gurudev or Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, founder Acharya of ISKCON, is also Prabhupada. And his Gurudev, Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, his Siksha Guru, he is also Prabhupada. And his father, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, is also his Siksha Guru. So in this parampara, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, who actually was a very, very pure Vaishnava in that line of Mahaprabhu, who appeared in West Bengal, along with many of our Gaudiya Acharyas who appeared in West Bengal. And he has composed over 100 books in Bengali, in Sanskrit, and in English. And most of the poems that are composed by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur are in Sadhu Bhasha. It is Bengali combined with Sanskrit. Nowadays, hardly anybody uses Sadhu Bhasha, as far as I know, in Bengal. Now it is more or less Chalti Bhasha. So, we are very grateful to our acharyas in that line who actually brought these Vaishnava bhajans in the most simplest form, so that the common man can understand Shastra. Shastra is extremely difficult to understand if those who are not well versed in, number 1, in the language, which is Sanskrit. Number 2, even though one may be a scholar of Sanskrit, like there were so many scholars of the famous Sri Shankaracharya Pad. But at the end, when Shankaracharya Pad was leaving, the last instruction that he gave to his disciples was Bhaja Govinda, Bhaja Govinda, Bhaja Govinda Mooda Mate, Samprapte Sanhit Nahi Kale, Rakshati Dukkarne. Oh, my dear disciples, please worship Govinda, Krishna, Govinda, Govinda, 3 times. Mooda Mate, oh you fools. He calls them fools. Why? Because at the end of your life, your scholarship of Sanskrit and Vyakran, Samprapte Sanhita Kale, means at the end, Nahi Rakshati Dukkarne, your argument, your tarka of different philosophies, this is the meaning of what the Shastra says in Sanskrit. And another scholar will say, no, 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 this is not the meaning, this is the meaning. and another one will say, no, 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 you are both wrong, but this is the meaning. So, becoming a scholar in Sanskrit is not sufficient for Shuddha Bhakti. That's very important, that what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught. And you all, most of you all who came from Gaudadesh or Bengal are very fortunate in one sense. Actually, Mahaprabhu has said this, Bharat Bhumite Manusha Janmo Hoilo Ja, Jiban Sharthak Kori, Karo Paropkar, Amar Agya Taro Ei Desh, Jare Dekho Tare Kaho Krishna Updesh. So those who have taken birth in Bharatvarsh, in Bharat Bhumi, are most fortunate. Bharat Bhumi te Manusha Janmo Hoilo Ja. Jivan Sarthak Kori, please make your life perfect. And Jivan Sarthak Kori Karo Para Upkar. And then you help others by becoming, giving them spirituality, making them Krishna conscious. Paro Paro Karo Paro Paro Upkar. And Amaragya, it is my order. Taro Ei Desh, go everywhere and every town and village. Even if you go overseas, go. Jare dekho tare kaho Krishna Updesh. Preach this message of Bhagavad Gita. Preach the message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Preach the message of Srimad Bhagavatam. Preach the message of the pure Vedas that culminate into Shuddha Bhakti. And that is why His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, although born in Kolkata in 1896, he grew up there in very close, actually, to what is that place called? Um, Radha Madan Mohan Mandir in, it's not coming to my head right now. Uh, no, not Mayapur. In proper Kolkata. No, 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 proper Kolkata. One second, it will come to me. Sometimes when you think too much of a certain thing, it runs away. It will come. So uh, he was born there in proper Kolkata, and he grew up there. And later on, when he found his guru, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, also in Kolkata, number 1, Ulta Danga Street, he found him there. He was speaking Katha, and one day his friend came. His name was Narendra Mollik. And he said, at his work, after the work was finished, he met him outside his office. So his name was Abhay Charan De. And that was the name that his father and mother had given him at the time of birth, Abhay. Uh, So he just sang this song, Bhajahu Re Mana, Sri Nanda Nandana, Abhay Charan. What does Abhay means? Fearless. And Abhay Charan means the lotus feet of Krishna, Narayana, or any other form of the Supreme Lord, because that gives us fearlessness if one is surrendered. So his father asked one very great astrologer that, what shall we name him? And please, the Kundali, what is saying in his Kundali? I still remember when I was also very young and I had 2 younger brothers. When they were born also, the Pandit came to do the Kundali. So that is something that we all do mostly in the Vedic culture. So he said that he will be a great, great devotee. He will go beyond, far beyond India, and he will preach the message of Mahaprabhu and the Vedic culture. It was at his birth that Pandit had predicted. And he named him Abhay, fearless, Abhay Charan. His surname was De. He appeared to Gaur Mohan De. Gaur Mohan De. So uh, when he was getting out of office, his friend Narendra came, very young. This is in the early 1920s. He said, Abhay, today we have a very nice sadhu in Kolkata. You must take darshan and we must listen to his katha. So he said, no, I don't want to go. He said, please come. He says, no, I have seen many sadhus. My father, who is such a gentleman and such an innocent Vaishnava, that anybody who came in the orange or saffron clothes, he would invite in the house, feed them and give them Guru Dakshina. And then we have seen when they went around the corner in the local streets, they used to buy bidi, cigarette, and tobacco, and what do you call charas. So I'm not interested. If you want, you pay. I have my own Radha Madan Mohan Dev. I have to do my seva at home. I will worship them. I'm not interested. So his friend literally pulled him by the sleeve. Abhay, come, only 5 minutes. He said, no. Abhay, 5 minutes. He said, no. Abhay, 5 minutes. So then finally he gave in and he said, okay, only 5 minutes. And if I don't like anything that I see, I'm going to leave the place. You don't make a drama there. So he said, I will come. So he took them to number 1 Ulta Danga Street. It was perhaps of those summer months, very hot. And there was a katha going on the 3rd level in the terrace. And there were many devotees seated. One very, very amazing sannyasi was seated, straight, erect, very grave, in gold, sorry, not gold, round rims, spectacles. And when they came, they had to sit in the back because everything was full in the front. And they sat in the back. Abhay Babu and Narendra Babu. Both they sat there. And after a few minutes, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, that personality, looked at them in the back and looked at a particular Abhay Babu and says, you seem to be very educated. You should preach Mahaprabhu's Vani, Bhagavad Gita, Gauravani to the English speaking world. He looked at him. After the Kotha, generally we have this system in the Gaudiya Math and even in our ISKCON that after Katha, if there is any questions, you can raise your hand and try to clarify any queries or any comments if somebody may have. So he raised his hand and said, Swamiji, who is going to listen to our Gaurvani or Bhagavad Gita or our Vedic instructions? We are slaves. This is, remember, 1922. We got independence in 1947. And Bengal had played a very, very big role. Very, very big stalwarts. Subhash Chandra Bose, and so many of them were there. Bankim Chandra Bose, so many of them, just to name a couple of them. They were there fighting for the freedom of India. So, and at that time, Abhay Babu had joined the Gandhi movement. He was believing in Swaraj. He did not believe in wearing English clothes. He had already given those up. In fact, he had gone to the English college known as the Scottish Churches College in Kolkata. It is there even today, that place. And he did not go for his convocation because that convocation degree came from the British. So he followed Gandhiji very strictly. And he said, Swadeshi, woolen clothes, whatever, suit, woven clothes by hand, and all those things that were Gandhiji had taught, fighting through ahimsa. So he said, who is going to listen to our Vedic culture, our Vedic Bhagavad Gita, etc.? We are slaves. Our main duty or dharma right now is to free India from the British Raj. Very nice argument, is it not? That is our real dharma right now. And you know what he said? This is a very important statement that I wish that you all can take it home within your hearts. This wonderful personality says, you're talking about freedom? Are you really free? You are forced to take birth according to your karma. Many people who are very poor, very diseased, they say, hey, Bhagwan, I don't want to be born again. Please, in this poverty. But no, we have to be born forced by our karma. Forceful. Nobody wants to die, but death comes by force. And between birth and death, by force, what comes? Two more things that Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, all these 4 things he is describing, is disease and old age. It is forced on us. Nobody wants to grow old. Nobody wants to be sick, but it is forced. So where is the question of your freedom? Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi Dukkha Dosha Anudarshanam. One should see the fault in birth, death, old age, and disease. Unless and until we see the fault in something, we cannot fix it. For example, if I'm sitting on a chair or about to sit on a chair, and let's say the leg is not is not proper or it is broken, somebody will say, please don't sit, you will fall down. That is anudarshanam, seeing the fault in it. Dosha anudarshanam. If we see it, then we will be saved. If we don't see it, then we will certainly fall or get injured. So Krishna's words are these are Krishna's words, dukkha dosha anudarshanam, in birth, death, old age, and disease. So Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada said that this is forced on us. We are free. You are talking about the freedom of a country which is temporary. Uh, the freedom that is temporary. What is the guarantee today you will free India from the British? 200 years, 400 years, 500 years down the road, some other country will come and again they will annex. And we are seeing that in today's history also it is happening. Russia, Ukraine, a few decades ago, Iraq, over Kuwait. Right now, we are seeing Iran trying to, and so many countries trying to annex or trying to win uh, and occupy. Venezuela, practically occupied by USA. President thrown in jail. Now he's talking about taking Cuba. So, what is the guarantee? Right? There is no guarantee. And I'm talking about the freedom is not of the country. I'm talking about the freedom of the real person, which is the soul, Atma. We are trapped inside this body based on our karma. And therefore, we are going through the repeated cycle of birth, death, old age, and disease. What is Srila Shankaracharya Pad is saying? He's saying the same thing in a different words in Sanskrit. He's saying, Janani Jatare Shayanam. What is that previous word line? Sudipta Prabhu? Even I forgot. Um, no. Janani Jatare Shayanam. Uh, so basically, it's the same thing what he's saying that again and again we are born in different. Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam, Janani Jatare Shayanam. Thank you so much. Yes. So again and again we are born. Punarapi Janam, Punarapi Maranam, Janani Jatare. We are getting different mothers, whether dog mother, cat mother, human mother, Devi Devta mother, different mothers are giving us birth. Janani Jatare Shayanam. So this is the fault that we have to see. The intelligent person sees the fault in that. So that's what I'm looking. He's saying that it's the fault that we have to see, that we are coming back again and again, again and again. I'm talking about the freedom of the soul. Are we really free? So I'm talking about that freedom. So Abhay Babu was shocked. He thought it was a great, great argument, just like Bhagavad Gita starts with an argument. I'm sure you all know, those who have studied Bhagavad Gita or heard. Arjuna is making wonderful arguments or points to Krishna for not fighting. He is making those arguments like, Krishna, these are all my relatives. What is the point in simply killing them? I would rather, not win this battle and win the entire Hastinapur over their blood. No, I don't want that. Let them have it. It is better I go to the forest and become a hermit and beg, just like a sannyasi. All so many children will become fatherless because so many people will be killed. So many ladies, women will become widows. Nice, no? Nice argument. Perfect, like kind of what Krishna says, you are a fool, Arjun. Asochanan asochastam pragya badanscha bhasase gatasuna gatasuncha nanu shochanti pandita. You're talking like a pandit, but that means in a very polite way saying you're a fool because you're thinking on the bodily concept, which we are not. So that is the freedom that, and when Abhay Babu went home, he told his father, he cried, he said, my dear father, I found my Gurudev. And he surrendered to Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. And that's how this he was imparted this pure devotional knowledge of Mahaprabhu through the parampara to him. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur who is actually the father of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Prabhupada's Gurudev. He composed this bhajan, and this is from Srimad Bhagavatam, the sense. How many of you have heard of Srimad Bhagavatam? Please raise your hands. Not Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavad. Bhagavad. Bhagavad Gita has how many shlokas?
700.
Huh?
700.
Yeah. And Srimad Bhagavatam has got 18,000. Yes, it is divided into 12 skandhas or 12 cantos. Okay. So it's very exhaustive. And basically it is not, it is the grantha. If one wants pure devotional service, not karma mishra bhakti, not gyan mishra bhakti. The kind of bhakti that most of us are being taught from childhood, unfortunately, even myself, is do good to others. Uh, mm, what is that? Manav Seva, Madhav Seva. That's what they say. Uh, they say all these philosophies are floating around, and they say that if we have to pray to God or whoever we believe in, so that we can get some material happiness. So that is not Shuddha Bhakti. That is not. It is completely eliminated in Srimad Bhagavatam. In Vedas, there is provision for karma misra bhakti, gyan misra bhakti, and so many. Misra means mixed with devotion. That I do something, Krishna, and you give me something. Uh, in our childhood, we had heard one song from a very, very old movie in black and white. Some of you all may recollect. गरीब की तुम सुनोगे वो तुम्हारी सुनेगा तुम एक पैसा दोगे तुम 10 लाख मिलेगा. So one beggar is on the street and begging from morning to evening, nothing is coming in his hands. So suddenly he started singing this song, that telling everyone that Garib ki tum sunoge, if you hear this beggar, uh, he will listen to you. And if you give 1 paisa, he will give you 10 lakhs. So then by the time the evening was finished, he had so much money. So the motivation that people are giving money is because they are hoping that they will get hundreds and thousand times return. So that is not Shuddha Bhakti. Srimad Bhagavatam, Prahlad Maharaj, who all you all know, says when Sri Narsingadev Bhagavan was so pleased with his bhakti, after killing what is his name, Hiranyakashipu, he said, Prahlad, I'm so pleased with you. Ask me anything and I will give you. I will give you Bardhan, benediction. And immediately Prahlad Maharaj, kind of, we can say in a subtle way, sukshma, he is chastising Narsingadev Bhagavan. Can you believe that? Bhakta is kind of upset at Bhagavan, rightfully. He is saying, I am not a merchant. I am not a businessman. That in lieu of bhakti, I will ask you something in return. First point he makes by getting upset. Second point he makes is that any master who wants to give some compensation for selfless service or bhakti is not a real master. He tells Narsingadev Bhagavan that. Right away, he says. So that is Shuddha Bhakti that Srimad Bhagavatam is propagating. Most of the Hindu temples we go from our childhood, we have heard certain songs or artis, Om Jai Jagadish Hare, Ghar Dhana Ave, Sukh Sampati Ave. Some of them in India, dollar kamave, America jave, Jai Jagadish Hare. That is not Shuddha Bhakti. That is Mishra. That I do something, they take 1 rupee, 25 paisa, and one naral to the temple, and they have a Santa Claus list. Give me nice job, give me nice car, give me this, give me that. It's all right. I'm not saying, but don't consider that as Shuddha Bhakti. That is what the Acharyas and the pure devotees are teaching, and that is what Srimad Bhagavatam is teaching. It is not bad to go to the Bhagwan to ask for something, but to consider, just like if one of us thinks that we are God, just because we have done some bhakti or spirituality, that not a big error? Yes or no? Huh? So similarly, if we do some bhakti and we think that that is Shuddha, and in return, if we are asking for something, one thing that I always tell in my katha, that Krishna or the Supreme Lord is situated in everybody's heart as Paramatma. You all believe in that? Huh? He's not only in everybody's heart as human beings, in every and to Lord Brahma. He is present in everybody. And that is why in the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan himself is saying that I am Suhrut Sarva Bhutanam. Bhoktaram Sarva Yagya Tapasyam Sarva Loka Maheshwaram Suhrut Sarva Bhutanam Gyatma Mam Shanti Richati. Although I am the proprietor of everything, Sarva Loka Maheshwaram, I am not proud, I am not arrogant. Sometimes we find the people who are very, very rich and sometimes they treat people like dirt. Hey, why you are standing near my car? You know how expensive this car is? Don't touch it. Huh? Because they have some property, they have. But Krishna owns everything. Bhagwan owns everything. But in spite of that, he's so humble. And he's Surut Sarva Bhutanam. And he has decided no matter what our journey is, he will be our best friend by traveling with us. Please pay attention. Don't get distracted by the child. That is what that is, he's a child. He doesn't have. If you are interested in Katha, then your ears should be open and concentrated. Ah, that is his job. But your job here and my job here is to give Hari Katha so that you all can understand the true principles or the Siddhanta. Not many people speak this boldly, and not many people are aware of this kind of. I'm not here personally speaking for any kind of dakshina. I've never charged a single penny from any person in my entire life. And wherever I go, I have to mention this. I don't even ask for anything, even for my petrol or gas or even my airline ticket. I'm so blessed. So, my only business right now after retirement is to give Krishna consciousness following in the footsteps of our acharyas to the best of my ability. And if people show some respect and interest, then that will be much appreciated. Not me, but the Lord Himself will be pleased with all of you. So please try to pay attention because time is of the essence. And I want to give as much as possible to Prabhu. Please sit down. You can offer it later. Okay. That's one thing also. Everybody should come on time. No, no, leave it later. Krishna will accept it later also. Okay. I always say this that if you are not on time, that's okay. Just come and sit in the back. Do not disturb the congregation. It's very important. Please don't feel bad. But these are some of our etiquettes. That is why, I always say this also in my katha that we are complaining that certain religion is on of the uprising without taking names, and we are the Sanatan Dharma or Hinduism is in danger. Who is responsible for us for that? We are responsible because we have no discipline and we do not respect our own religion. Have you ever seen, maybe you have not gone to a mosque or a church, maybe in the movies you may have seen that when a Maulvi is praying, everybody prays with a lot of respect. No children are moving around. And if anybody even happens to come late for whatever good or bad reason, they are in the back without disturbing the congregation that they are praying. If a father is speaking in the church, there is what they call a saying, pin drop silence. Not you can even hear the pin even dropping. So why can't we respect our own religion? Most of the people are laughing at Sanatan Dharma, including the English. The English had one major issue. And you know what was the issue? They could not break Bharat, India. They broke it because they knew that religion was their strong point, Sanatan Dharma. And then they found a way how to infiltrate into that. And they adulterated our Sanatan Dharma. They called Rama and Mahabharata. That is what even I studied when I was in school. They called in our history books mythology. Myth in Latin means imaginary. Mythology means some imaginary story. Those were the historians, and even today in the English schools, they teach them that Rama and Mahabharata is mythology, something imaginary. They have no idea about Sanatan Dharma, about Vedic culture, and they tried to break it and they meticulously did it. Unfortunately, the seat was Kolkata, the East India Company, where all the rulers of the British Raj came. And they slowly and slowly and surely, they converted even the Bengalis who were Brahmins, Bandopadhyay, they made them Banerjee. And we accepted that like fools. Mukhopadhyay, they made them Mukherjee. Why not Mukhopadhyay? What does that mean? Mukho means the chief Brahmin. Bandhopadhyay means what? A relative of a Brahmin. That's a very, very prestigious position. But we were infiltrated so badly by them. There was no tea in India. They brought tea. Did you all know that? The English brought tea to India. And slowly and surely, liquor and all their so-called facilities that they gave the comforts so that they could sell out. The kings of India, they sold out their own kingdoms to the British, etc. So I'm not here to give you a history lesson because that's not my goal. But my goal is here to respect our religion. If we don't teach our children, grandchildren right now, they will become atheists. And this is happening very rampant in the Vedic. All the children that come from Sanatana Dharma, especially here in the not only in India, but here in North America, they're becoming either atheists or they're changing their religion. They're not able to give answers, parents, when they ask, my dear father, what is the name of Ram? And what is the meaning of the word Ram? Beta, I don't know, he's God. What is the meaning of Krishna? Beta, I don't know, Mama. You're taking the name of Krishna every day. You don't know the meaning of the word Krishna. I don't know, Baba, he's God. Like this, if we cannot answer their queries, they will think that this is some sentimental religion which the British had already labeled and so many other, and they're all laughing at us. Please, my humble request, take to this process seriously. It is not something sentimental. It is a science, Vigyan. Vigyanam, Vishesha Gyan iti Vigyan. The word Vigyan, when we speak about that word in many languages in India, it means most of them say it's science, that is physics, chemistry, biology. No, that is not the primary meaning. Vigyan means Vishesha Gyan iti Vigyan. It's a Sanskrit word, Vigyanam. Vishesh means topmost knowledge. What is that topmost knowledge? Is what Bhagavad Gita is, the science of Bhagavad Gita. The science that is being taught in Srimad Bhagavatam and in the pure Vedic culture. That is Vijnanam. Vijnanam is what? That I am not this body, I am a spirit soul, I am Atma. But we have information, but we have no realization. Practically zero realization. Naradji says in the Narad Bhakti Sutra, Sarva Upadi Vinirmuktam Tat Paratena Nirmalam Risikena Risikesha Sevanam Tat Bhakti Ruchyate. This is Upadi when we are thinking that I am Indian, I am Bengali, I am Gujarati, I am Maharashtrian, I am Punjabi, I am Chinese, I'm Canadian, I'm American, so on and so forth. That is Upadi. Because I am not this body. Because this body was born in India, I am identifying myself as Indian. Because this body was born in Canada, we are identifying some of us as Canadians, etc. But just like Prabhupada gave this example, that if the sun right now is going to be setting very soon over Canada, or over the Toronto GTA area, very soon it will be rising over Australia and Tokyo. Can the Japanese or the Australians claim that the sun is theirs? A few hours later, it will be over, say, Singapore or other Eastern countries. Can they, the Thai people or the Chinese people, can they say that it is a Chinese sun or a Thai sun? Few hours later, it will be over India. Can the Indians claim that it is Indian sun? Later on, a few hours later, over Europe, Africa, again back. So can we claim? No. So who are we? We are an Atma, and that is why the science of Bhagavad Gita teaches that Mamayamsha Jiva Loka Jiva Bhuta Sanatan. Krishna Bhagavan says that they are my ansho. It's the same word I believe in Bangla also, right? Part. Please, ansho. And even in Sanskrit, it's ansha. In Gujarati, that's my mother tongue. That is also ansha. In Hindi also ansha. So mamai, not any Tom, Dick, and Harry's. My ansha. The jiva is mamai amsha. Jiva Luka Jiva Sanatan, not temporarily. Like today you are my mother, today you are my wife, today you are my friend. It's true. But eternally you are my ansha. That is Sanatan Dharma, that is eternal. And most problems are starting because of that. Although some of us know, or most of us know, especially coming from India, that we are Atma, we have zero realization. Otherwise, why do we have so many problems amongst mankind? Huh? Everything is an ansha. A true sadhu looks upon the Paramatma in a dog, in the Brahman, in the elephant. There is a sutra in the Bhagavad Gita. A real Vaishnava, a real sadhu sees everybody equally. Brahma Bhuta Prasanna Atma na Shochati na Kankshati Sarveshu Bhuteshu Mad Bhaktir Labhyate Param. One who is situated on the highest realization platform is always prasanna, very happy, because he knows that even if he dies, he's going to get another body, and if he has done bhakti, he will get a better body in the Vaikuntha Loka, in the spiritual world. Brahmabhuta Prasannat, always happy. Na shochati na kankshati, never hankers after anything and never laments after anything, neither over the dead or the alive. Sama sarveshu bhuteshu, looks upon everybody equally. And mad bhaktir labhyate param. Such a person has obtained my real pure bhakti. So now we can be a little more introspective and think, where do we stand? This education that is being given is not found in any of the school, colleges, and universities, unfortunately. This Vijnanam that we are talking about today, that is why we need to hear the sadhus again and again through the eyes of the scripture. The best way to take darshan of the Lord is not through the eyes, our sadhus say, through the ears. Sitting here, if we are speaking about Vrindavan Dham or Mayapur or any other Leela of the Lord, we can be transported there if we are pay attention, if we keep our ears open. Eyes can be shut, and in spite of that, like for example, if you think of somebody or your own place back in India or about your childhood, you close your eyes, immediately you're transported there. Very quick. Is there any equipment in this world that can transport you that fast? No. That's how the mana or the mind or the heart is. It can take us there. So therefore, this is the message that we should be taking full advantage of Hari, Sadhu, and Shastra's teachings. And whenever the opportunity arises, in Bangla, in Chaitanya, how many of you all heard Chaitanya Charitamrita, that Grantha? Please raise your hands. You've heard? What about you, Mataji? You? No? It's okay. It's not a test. It was written in Bangla by a very, very great Vaishnava Acharya known as Krishnaraj Kaviraj Goswami. And it was written at Radhakund in Govardhan. Okay, but written in Bengali. And it is the most pristine grantha. If anybody even understands a little bit of it, Shuddha Bhakti will manifest in their hearts. That is beyond Srimad Bhagavatam also in one sense. So in that, it says that sadhu shanga sarva shastra koy, lava matra sadhu shanga sarva siddhi hoy. But unfortunately, we do not find those sadhus today. They want something in return. Give me some dakshina, give me this. Those are not sadhus. Very nice. If you had that, you are most fortunate. Very nice. I'm very happy to hear that, but it's very rare. Nowadays, impossible to find such personality. So sadhu shanga, just a little bit. Lava matra. You know what love means? Love means a moment. A moment. Means no, blink means nimesh. Uh, uh, but nimesh is even smaller than lava. So lava means fraction of seconds also, but blink is more fraction of a fraction of seconds. Yeah. So lava, even in a few seconds of sadhu sangha, uh, sarva siddhi hoy. And what is that siddhi? No, not the kind of siddhi that we will become lighter than the air or walk on water.
Success.
Those are all very, very nimna siddhis. Nimna means lower form, lower. Highest siddhi is Krishna bhakti, where we can attain a very, very, very eternal body where we don't have to suffer janma mrityu jara vyadhi. Never ever again, never to come back. Krishna guarantees that. Tattva punar janmaneti maameti suarjuna. Once you come back to me, you will never come back to this material world and suffer. That is Siddhi. Siddhi is pure seva to Bhagwan. That is Siddhi. That is Siddhi. Uh, Beyond Mukti, actually. I don't have time to explain difference between that Mukti and Siddhi, because Mukti is something that cannot necessarily give us bhakti. So that's a subject and a lecture for another time. That's more explanation required. Mukti and bhakti are two different things. That's why Vaishnavas say in one bhajan, Srila Bhaktivinoda Tagore, what kind of birth would you like? Somebody asks. So he says in that bhajan, he says, Kita janma ho ja yatha tu adasho bahir mukha brahma janma nahi morayasha मानस देह गेह जो किछु मोर अर्पिलो तु आपदे नंद किशोर कीट जन्म हो जा यथा तु आदाश. He is telling Krishna, Bhagavan, that if I don't deserve to become a human being, that is fine, my dear Krishna. Kita janma ho ja. If I become even an insect, but I have only one request. Where? Yatha tuvadas. Make me an ant or a kita in the house of your devotee. Why? Because constantly in the devotee's house there is Harinam. There is reading of Shastra, Satsanga. Kita janma hoilo ja yatha tavadas. Bahirmukha brahma janma nahi murash. My face turned away from you, O Lord. I do not even desire the opulence or vaibhav of Lord Brahma in the highest varga. That is Shuddha Bhakti. So, please take to this Krishna consciousness. I wanted to go into the bhajan, but you all are Bengalis. You have already understood the meaning of the bhajan, but if you have a few more minutes, I can quickly touch upon it. Should I? Okay. Okay.
Maybe তুমি এটা cancel করে দাও এটা।
If somebody needs to take prasad or something due to some medical reasons, please do that. No, because somebody may have diabetes.
By Wiltons. That's why she will cancel করে দাও, cancel. মাসে আমি তোমার নামিয়ে দেবো। এটা cancel করে দিতে হবে। Cancel করে দেবো। Yeah, cancel করে দিন। We have got 416-92-3. I'm 4. I don't have Mashi's numbers. If Mashi has been got through my voice.
I can keep it a little brief because the recording is on. Actually, this is already live on YouTube. So we don't want any.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. It's okay. So,
Sorry.
no, that's all right. You didn't know. So, no offense. No, don't worry. Oh, Krishna. Yeah. So, in this bhajan, Sri Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Bhuliya tumhare sanshare ashaya pe nana vida vyatha. Now, many people who are very inquisitive in spiritual life, they may say that why Bhagavan has sent us to this material world. We are all suffering, no matter whether it is Raja or Ranka. Ranka is also in Bangla or no? No, it is not. Rank means Akinchan. No. Rank Bhikari. Bhikari. Bhikari is a Bangla word in Chalti Vasha, but what is it in Sadhu Vasha? Bhikkhu. Bhikkhu. Akinchana, yeah. Akinchana. Yeah, that's what I said first. Thank you. So, whether one is a king or one is Akinchana or a bhikkhu, regardless, they are all suffering. So, why then, well, if God is so good, why did He bring us here? This question is there. Many people ask me. I have attended many interfaith conferences where there are so many different people from different Christians, Muslims, Baha'i, Buddhists. Uh, Actually, I was in Chicago for 27 years before I moved about 15 years ago, 16 years ago to the GTA area. And Chicago is the seat for the Parliament of World Religions. That's where Vivekananda came in 1899. He came to Chicago, right? And since then, it is the head office for the Parliament of Dharma Vishwa Sabha is in Chicago. So we have attended many of those sabhas there. In any case, the point being that this question comes up, and satisfactorily, none of the other, unfortunately, the religionists, that even in Sanatan Dharma, even within our Hinduism, there are many different sadhus or representatives who come representing their temples or their faith. Because Hinduism or Sanatan Dharma, by the way, the word Hinduism does not exist in Shastra. This is again another misnomer, just like Banerjee and Mukherjee, that was created by the British. Actually, they were known as the Hindus who are residing by the Indus Valley area. That the Mughals, they kind of misnomed it, and then further the British called it Hindus. Uh, so there's no such sabda, there's no such word as Hindus in the Shastra. So we are all Sanatan Dharmis. That is the appropriate term for anybody who follows the Vedic culture. Uh, so Sanatan Dharmis. So even there we have so many different thoughts or schools of philosophies. So, but nobody really satisfactorily has been able to answer that. If God is so kind, why does He send us to suffer? Okay. Well, for the lesson, but why in a very cruel way? Supposing if I have to punish my child, will I make him stand in the middle of a marketplace and beat him with a hunter, or or do something so nasty so that everybody else will be, or should I keep him hungry or keep him? I'm just giving this horrible example. You know, yeah. So to teach others. Uh, so anyway, so the Shastra, we have to go through the eyes of the Shastra. So this particular bhajan, which is there's the two bhajans that I actually combined together, is a part of Srimad Bhagavatam, which is third canto. There is a conversation between an incarnation of the Lord known as Kapil Dev, and he is speaking to his own mother, Mother Dehuti, the wife of Kardam Muni, and he is speaking and giving instructions to his mother. So the position of Guru is always high. Prahlad Maharaj was only 5 years old, but he was giving instruction on a very, and he's one of the Mahajans. Uh, that out of 12 Mahajans that are there, do you all know quickly who are the 12 Mahajans? Yes, Sudhita Prabhu, I can expect from you. Who are the 12 Mahajans? Mahajan means, Maha means great, as you all know, and Jana means Jana, right? So the greatest of the devotees, we can say in one way, those are the Mahajans, that there eternally there are 12 that have been designated by the Supreme Lord. Yes. No. No. Buddha, Lord Buddha is an incarnation of Krishna. Yes. Keshavadrita Buddha Shadira Joy Jagadisha Hare. That is in Dashauta. Yes, quickly. No. No. Mahajans, okay, quickly, I will name a few as much as I can because I want to save some time. So, Mahajans are number one, we can say, and not in any such order, but Lord Brahma, then Naradji, then Lord Shiva, then Vedvyas, the one who compiled the Vedas, then his son Vyasaki or Sukdev Goswami, Prahlad Maharaj, Bhishma Dev, okay, the Kumaras, Kapila, and Yamraj. So Janak Raja, the father of Mother Sita, okay, Dhru Maharaj. Dhru Maharaj is one of the and Manu. That makes it 12. So these are 12 Mahajans. And Dharmasya Tattva Nihitam Guhyam Mahajana Jena Gatasya Panta. Srimad Bhagavatam says this, declares Dharma is very Guhya. Guhya means secret. Not everybody can understand the secrets of Dharma. So many people are sitting with Bhagavad Gita and speaking. You open the Asta channel, that channel, this channel. So many people are speaking on Shastra. But very, very few have understood the real inner meaning of the Shastra. Just because they know Sanskrit, as I said in the beginning, that does not give a qualification. In Sanskrit, there are one word has more than one meaning. So grammatically, they can be correct. But technically, and from the angle of the highest perception, they can be wrong. I'll give you one quick example to make it very easy that comes to my mind. One word in Sanskrit is Rameshwar. What is it? Rameshwar. So, what is the meaning of the word Rameshwar? Let's try two people. Please raise your hands quickly. Yes? Lord of Ram. Very good. Sanskrit, perfect meaning. Second meaning? Okay, I'll save time. So, when Lord Ramachandra went down to that area which is known as Rameshwar, at that time he offered wonderful abhishek to Lord Shiva's Shivling, right? And when all the devotees who had so much wonderful sentiments for Lord Shiva, they saw that, oh, Rama is offering abhishek to Lord Shiva. So Lord Shiva must be the Ishwar of Lord Rama. So he is Rameshwar. That is one meaning. But those who are real Vaishnavas, very simple meaning. Rameshwar. Ram is Ishwar. So that does not mean that he loses his Ishta or his lordship if he washes the feet of Sudama, or he becomes a driver of Arjun, or he uh, or he gives respect to Lord Shiva by performing Abhishek. Hmm? Does this make it very clear? So those who are Shaivites, that is the meaning of the Sanskrit word, and it is correct. Rameshwar, Ram ka Ishwar. And those who are who understand the inner meaning and the most ultimate or the most absolute meaning, then Rameshwar means Ram is Ishwar. Sanskrit. And I have many examples like this, but no time. But you have, I hope you have understood the essence of what I'm trying to drive home here. So, Mother Devati is the student and son is the guru. And himself, the son, is none other than an incarnation of Bhagavan Krishna, Kapil Dev. So, he says from Srimad Bhagavatam, 31st chapter, 3rd scan, wherein Ved Vyas has described very vividly how the birth of the child happens. We are talking about so-called anatomy books and so-called biology books and so-called medical sciences that the students are studying in the medical colleges about, or especially the gynecologists, etc., about the birth and the effects and how during the prenatal stages, etc. Very wonderfully and vividly it has been described in Srimad Bhagavatam in the 31st chapter. If you have Srimad Bhagavatam at home, 3rd canto, very easy, 3.31, 31st chapter. It gives you all that information. So he has encompassed that with the importance of what bhakti is in this Bangla bhajan. He's saying, Bhuliya tomare sanshare ashiya pe nana vidavya. Why I have come here to this world is because I have forgotten you. That is the answer. Not to punish or to give an example, because of being bahirmukha. Forgetting the Lord has brought us here. Forgetfulness. Forgetfulness of the Lord will keep us here perpetually or eternally. So, bhulya tomare samsara ashiya pe nana vidavata. And what is the result of coming to this samsar? What does samsar mean? Very quickly, anybody? We say these words. Okay. All these are good answers, but these are all secondary, tertiary meanings. Samsar means a vicious cycle. Yes, cycle. Cycle of birth, diseases, old age, death, again birth, etc. Non-stop cycle is called samsara. Samsara davanal lidaloka trinaya karunya gana ganatvam praptyasya kalyana gunaravasya vande guruho Sri Charanaravindam. Cycling order. Yes, yes, Mataji. So that bhulya tumhare samsare ashi, I came to this material world. And what was the result? Pain, nanavida vyatha. I went through so many different kinds of pains, so many miseries. And now what am I doing? Tomar charane ashiachi ami bolibo dukhero kotha. Now I'm sitting at your feet, my dear Krishna, and I'm telling you the story of the sad story of my life. Bolibo dukhero kotha. The sad story of my life. And he goes back, closing his eyes, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He's taking a very, very humble position. Actually, this is for us. I like to call this a evergreen song or evergreen bhajan. When we were children, in Binaka radio, they used to call Bhule Bisre Geet, evergreen songs, golden songs. They're always liked, no matter what, even liked by the present youth, because nobody composes such songs, that are there. And again, on a materially speaking platform, Bengal has given such a gift to such writers and such lyricists and singers. That's there. Actually, did you know one thing? In Bhakti, there are certain sampradayas in Bengal. They are actually identified by 13 Baul or Sampradaya, Atibari, Sankachuda, etc. One of the biggest, just as a side note, not to distract anybody, but because we are talking about the glories of Bengal also, and S.T. Burman, he was one of the best Baul singers. He got his inspiration from Baul Sangeet. And Baul singers, they actually eulogize Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But unfortunately, one point I have to make, that is not acknowledged by the pure sadhus. The Baul Sangeet is more on a sentimental level and not on the level of bhakti. Please forgive me. I don't try to make any kind of offenses to anyone, but there are 13 that Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has identified, and we never sing their songs. And Prabhuji, if you allow me, I will make one request to you. Never use the word bhaja in the beginning. That is apasampradaya. In our Gaudiya Sampradaya, we don't use the word bhaja. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhar, Srivasati Gaur. Even those so-called permutations, combinations, Bhaja Radhe, Govinda, Hare Krishna, Hare, that is all apasampradaya. Not allowed. Mahaprabhu, that's why Mahaprabhu Kirtan Nitya Gita Vaditra Madhyan Manasora Sena Romancha Kampashru Taranga Bhajo Vande Guruho Sri Charanaravindam. No, that is different. Because that bhaja, hure mana is instruction to the mind. Hure mana. But a devotee, you have to be very humble. We don't need to instruct anybody. That is the point. There is a lack of humility in the word when we are saying bhaja. When we are doing kirtan, we don't need to instruct. Yes, one can instruct, but one is seated on the vyasasana. But otherwise, unless asked, or unless we have so much affection for somebody, then we can point it out of pure love, but not out of, oh, you chant, you chant, you chant. No. That is a different thing. Yeah, that is a different thing. But that is otherwise it becomes apasampradaya. The connotation becomes different. And that is why you have to be careful. That's why Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakurji in one bhajan, he says in that bhajan, what is that Shuddha Bhakata Charana Renu Bhajane Anukula? He says that Gaur Amara Jai Sab Sthane Karolo Brahmana Range Shei Sthan Herivo Ami Shei Sthan Herivo Ami Pranay Bhakata Sange. So wherever Mahaprabhu went, I will follow in his footsteps to go to those tirthas, and I will sing those songs that have been approved by Mahaprabhu. So Mahaprabhu did not approve this. And therefore, we have to be very careful. Although I love, my wife sometimes tells me in my last life, maybe I was a Bengali. I love Bengal in all respects. I respect Bengal, but I try to find the essence of pure bhakti somewhere in the Bengali teachings and in the music, etc. Because it is very, very sattvic in nature, very, very sattvic originally. So even this, I recently just learned myself that this Janagono Mono Adinayaka, it is written by Sri Rabindranath Tagore for Krishna. There is there is further verses that where he says that Krishna, you are the chariot. I forgot the Bangla. You are the chariot driver. And Bharat Bhagya Vidhata, that Bharat means Arjun. You are. You know, because Krishna again and again tells or addresses Arjun in Bhagavad Gita as O Bharat. Tanti Tikshvaswa Bharata. O descendant of King Bharat. So Bharat Bhagya Vidhata. So there is a double meaning, not only for the country, but also your Bhagya is because, oh, Bharat, oh Arjun, is because of Sri Krishna. So there are, even what is that other Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay? They are all great literaries, but there some of the hidden meanings of pure bhakti were hidden due to a different wave or a different lens. So that is the reason why we don't really encourage that if one wants to enter into Shuddha Bhakti. But one can always take their lyrics, their tunes, and use it for Mahamantra or glorifying the Lord. Nothing wrong with that, as long as it is Shuddha in nature. So sometimes it comes as a shock, but please forgive me. I'm seated here to speak as it is, the truth, not to make anybody feel good or bad. That's not my business here. Okay. So in this, he says, yeah. Okay, sure. Yeah, no problem. So he says that I came here because I forgot you. And tomara charane ashi achi ami bolibo dukkhere katha. I am speaking this tale of sadness in front of you. He's going back to all the way when he was inside his mother's stomach, in the mother's womb, which is described in Srimad Bhagavatam, which I just mentioned, 3.31. Jonani Jotore Chillama Jakon Bishoma Bandhana Pashe. When I was in my mother's stomach, I was in a very constricted area, very, very small place, and it felt like suffocation. Bishoma Bandhan, to be tied up in a very suffocated area. Ek baar Prabhu dekha diya more banchile ei din dashe. And one time you gave me darshan. You gave me darshan once. It is true. Srimad Bhagavatam says that every human child in the mother gets darshan of the Supreme Lord. And immediately the Lord disappears after giving darshan once. So once, Akbar Prabhu, dekha diya more, and panchile e dinadasha, and then you gave me up. You gave me up. Giving up, you understand, na? छोड़ दिया, छाड़ा, আমাকে ছাড় দিয়ে, ऐसा ही है ना बांग्ला में, छाड़ दिया जी, thank you. एक बार प्रभु देखा दिया मुझे वंचिले ही दिन दाशे. Then he says that because I saw your darshan, I decided, takana bhai no janama paiya. Once I will take birth, koribo bhajan tava. I will do your bhajan all my life. I promise to do bhajan because I want to obtain you, my dear Lord. And janama hoilo pori maya jale, na hoilo jnana lava. And as soon as I was born, Maya Devi cast her net. Pori Maya jale, just like a hunter cast the net on an animal. And what is that net? That is Maya. And how did Maya come? Takana bhavinu janama paiya koribo bhajana tava janama hoivo pori Maya jale na hoilo jnana lava. And all these wonderful things that I was thinking in my mother's stomach was all forgotten. Now hoilo jnana lava. This jnana means dibya jnana, which I had obtained after your darshan, was all eradicated. And how did I fall in Maya? Adarane chele swajanare kole, hasya katinukal. How did Maya start playing? All my loved ones, my mother, my father, my cousin, my aunts, my uncles, other chile with a lot of love. They showed me so much love. Other chile. Hasya continue. And what did I do? How did I spend my time? Laughing, smiling, giggling. Is it not true? Child goes, oh no, 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 so kuchu, 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 give me. And then that child is in that person's arms. No, 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 give me, give me, give me. And as he passes on to the different uh, relatives, uh, he's always smiling and laughing. He thinks he's the best. Everybody is giving attention, right? Other chile, with so much respect and so much love. Uh, जनक जननी स्नेह दे भूलिया संसार लागिलो भालो. With the love of mother and father, I forgot. Samsara lagilo bhalo. This whole world seems so nice, so happy. Everything. If I'm crying, my father will bring me 5 toys. My mother will bring me another 5 toys. My elder brother will bring me something. My dada will bring me something. Right? Like that. And then what happens next in my life? He's saying, Krame dine dine balako hoya. From the toddler state, from the shishu, I started walking. And as soon as I started walking, what's the next thing? This is our story. That's why I say that is golden Geet. Never. It is present in the past, now, and also in the future. This song is golden. The fact will never change. So as soon as I started walking, what did Mama do? Take me to the society garden. And then what did I do? Bhelinu Balakasa. And I started playing with other kids. And then slowly I grew up. And then what was the time to go to kindergarten and then go to school, grade 1, grade 2, etc. And then Vidyara Vilashe Katinu Gal. With the how did I spend my time? Studying Vidya. Vidyara Vilashe Katinu Kalami. I completely, forgot. I was a studious student. Or kichu dine gyan upalicho. I went to school and part of podi ohor. And I was very studious, always A plus plus or whatever the degrees were, right? Patha padi or. And then next what happened? Vidyara Gaurave Brahmi Desi Desi. I graduated. I got master's, PhD. I got job in IBM, in big companies. And Vidyara Vilase, they already, before even I graduated, I got the letter that we are hiring you. More than 6-figure, sometimes 6-figure package with so many perks. Please join our company. So like this, Vidyara Gaurame Brahmi Desi Desi went to different countries. Today I had a meeting in Tokyo, next day in Sydney, 3 days later in London, then New York. Vidyara Gaurave Brahmi Desi Desi. And what was the result? Khuba Dhana Uparjana Kori. I made a lot of money. Dhana Upar. Is this story familiar? Either with us or somebody we know? Yes or no? Very sharp. Dhana Uparjana Kori. Swajana Palana Kori Ekumane. Then what is the next thing? Especially Indians. Beta, you have got a good job, everything, beta. Shadi karlo. Settle down. That is called new family started. What's called Swajana. My wife, my kids. Or what was it? I was a perfect husband, perfect father, perfect son. I gave everything to my family. Everything around me. Even if they need one thing, I would bring 5. That is the way I was. Swajana palana kori eko mane, with one pointed attention. Swajana, wife, kids, father, mother, brother, sister. Eko mane. But what was the price I paid? Bhuli nu tumhare hari. No time for hurry. Today we call so many people, come for satsang. Oh, today football practice. Oh, today birthday party. Oh, today wedding. Oh, today this. Oh, today that. जब दिन खाली होगा तो वो क्या सोचेंगे आएंगे, हाँ, भूली नहीं तुम्हारे, नो टाइम, टुडे आई हैव टू वर्क ओवर टाइम, टुडे आई हैव अ प्रोजेक्ट that the bosses have given. Uh, yes, I am almost finished. Yeah. So then he says at the end in this bhajan, Bhartiya kaun bhakti vinod. Now in my old age, is Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Thakur Mahasaya is saying, now in my old age, Bhartiya kaun bhakti, kandi akatarati. I'm simply crying. Crying how? Incessantly. This is the situation that we find many people in their lives. They are sitting, old age actually is not so good. They lose sometimes their most loved ones and they're crying and crying and crying, sitting in front of them. Yes. Tanya Katarati, incessantly crying. Dina vritha gelo, na bhajiya tore. I did not take to this devotional service, to the process of bhakti. I wasted all my days in life. Din vritha gelo. Ekhon ki hoibe gati. Now what will happen? What will be my destination? So this is a golden bhajan. Do you all agree? Is this story true for all of us? It's a cycle, samsar. Yeah. So like this, second bhajan is also there. Actually, there are 3-4 bhajans, but I sang only 2. But this is the essence that Jana Vidya Maya Vaibhav Tomara Bhajane Bada. This material knowledge is simply an impediment in your bhajan. Moha Janmiya Nitya Samsare Jive ke kore gada. Moha Janmiya. We have obtained all this faltu attachments. Moha Janmiya. Simply. And it makes this Jeev a gada, a donkey. So, thank you all very much for patiently listening. And please forgive me if there's something that I may have said. It is, trust me, it is the truth that I've learned from my predecessors through Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. No intention. Many times when I heard so many things in my beginning days, it came as a shock. Sometimes even I was hurt emotionally that how can they speak like this, you know. But later on, as I studied more and more and heard more and more, hearing is important from the sadhus, then I realized that it is to my benefit that I was most fortunate to hear from the right source. Hearing from the right source is very difficult these days. Hearing from the right source. There are so many places people are. In one bhajan, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur only he says is that he's saying that karama vipake bhavavan brahmi pekhalu ranga bahu chitra keshava tuva jagata vichitra. And at the end he's saying, you all understood, right? It is Bengali, so I don't need to really translate it. At the end, he's saying that so many philosophers come to save me, so many darshaniks. Kapila Patanjali Gautama Kanobhaji Bauddha Dhame Ave. And they're basically just putting a noose. But for me, he says, at the end, he's saying that Bhakta Charana Korija. So Sababanchaka, so Bhatta Sabu, Dandavata Durata, so Sabas, so Sabu, Bhakta Charana Korisara, Keshava Tuva, Jagata Vichitra. So my essence is the pure devotee's lotus feet. That is the essence. So that is why sadhu sangha, sarva shastra ko. And sadhu means pure sadhu, not chalti falti sadhu. That anybody says anything and nowadays any philosophy you can sell. But no, that is not the goal. A true sadhu will never sell anything, nor himself, and nor he will be asking for any money. It's a different story if somebody gives out of lots of love, then they use it in Hari Kirtan, Hari Katha. and they'll use it for building temples and to propagate uh, the Dharma. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much again. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda ki Gaur Premanande. So we will take one question. Somebody had a question? Yes, please go ahead.
Since I have seen you today, Prabhuji, you said like this samsara is dukhalayam, and then we are in between this karma vipak, everything. But my question is, in this material world, Lakshmi is important even in the path of bhakti.
Mhm.
Balance that.
Very good question. Nobody is saying don't earn Lakshmi. Nowhere. None of our teachings say that. As a matter of fact, the best of the devotees were the greatest kings. Bhagavad Gita in the 4th chapter, it is opening statement. Krishna says, Raj Rishi, he uses those words. Raj means they were the owners or the proprietors in one sense of the kingdoms, not some small bank accounts that we probably have. So they have a lot of money. The treasuries were full. But what did they do? Whatever was required for the kingdom, for the well being of the subjects, the money was spent there. Even then, in those days, they used to charge taxes, but those taxes were well spent and they were for the benefit. And ultimately, they would at some point retire from their kingship and hand it over to somebody else who is qualified, maybe the older son, and go to the forest in their final journey to obtain Krishna, to obtain the highest purpose or the siddhi of life, which is bhakti. So we say that we all, and the proper process that our pure devotee acharyas have explained, which is also impossible to follow. That is, whatever you make, 50% you use for yourself, 25% you leave for emergencies. No, sorry, 25% you use for yourself, 25% for emergencies, 25% and 50% you actually give in donation for bhakti, uh, for propagating dharma. And not we are not talking about donations like things like school, colleges, hospitals. That doesn't come in the category of bhakti. Because school, colleges, and hospitals is a necessity until till this life is over. After that, what? But bhakti will take you beyond. Bhakti will take us to Vaikuntha. And any other, this is known as Sattvic. Tamagun, Rajagun, and Satogun. Tamagun, Rajagun, and Satogun means philanthropic activities, like building school, colleges, hospitals, feeding the poor. We are not saying don't do that. Do that, but don't consider that as the highest. Just like we told earlier that Karma Mishra Bhakti, Gyan Mishra Bhakti is not Shuddha Bhakti. You are not there. But considering those as the highest is not true, is erroneous. So similarly, but nowadays in this kind of Kali Yuga, it is almost impossible even to donate 50% for the sake of dharma. But the point is, as much as we can, we keep Krishna in the center at home. Whatever home we have, whether we are actually having a small townhouse or a big mansion, we have to always consider that as Krishna's home and we are the renters. We need to, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has mentioned in some of his bhajans. I have sung many of his bhajans in Bangla and explained their meanings. And in one bhajan he very clearly says that whatever is, it's yours. I am just a caretaker. And Srila Prabhupada likes to give this example that a bank cashier has hundreds and thousands of dollars when he opens the bank in the morning, like let's say 9 a.m. And at 5 p.m., when the bank closes, every penny is accounted for. Now, in between, if that foolish cashier thinks that all this money is mine, isn't he foolish? Yes. So, similarly, Isavasam idam sarvam yat kinchana jagatyam jatena taktena bhunjidam ma grida kasvasid dhanam. Isopanishad. So, everything belongs to him. Everything belongs, but we are just caretakers. So, if we have children, coming to your main point, we have parents, old parents as an example. We have all these necessities. We have a home. We have to pay the electric bill. We have to pay all the different bills. Whose house is this? Krishna's. So we are caretakers. Just like a multi-billionaire or a trillionaire doesn't go to make a payment for his electric bill. Who goes and makes the electric bill payment? His servant. So we are his servants, and these children, they are his ansha. You were not there probably in the beginning when I mentioned. They are all his part and parcels, anshas. So if they are the anshas and by some karmic reason they have come under our care, then it is our duty to take care of Krishna's property. And the highest care of Krishna's property is if we give them Krishna Bhakti. One can leave back billions of dollars. One can give them the highest possible material education. But after death, what will happen? Can they come back and say to the same bank, TD Bank, oh, last life I had like $20 million? No. Can they go back to the same college and say, I was a double doctorate, PhD? No. You have to start your ABCD and Kaka right from the beginning. But one thing is guaranteed that Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita and many places in the Shastra, whatever bhakti you have attained to whatever point, it will start from the next life. And once you attain 100%, takta punav jarmaneti mameti. So Arjuna, once you have come back to me, you will not take birth in this material world. So we use, in fact, we are called grihasthas, those who are earning money and maintaining families. It is not really meant for our sense gratification. A true intelligent person will use enough to keep the body and soul together, some level of comfort, but to become extravagant and waste that money, which can be used in a very, very nice way for propagating dharma. That is real. And you said Lakshmi, you used the word Lakshmi. What is the position of Lakshmi Devi? Anybody? At the lotus feet of Vishnu or Narayana. So if we use that Lakshmi for our children and even for our own body, so that we will be healthy and we can do more seva, then that Lakshmi has been used at the lotus feet of Narayana. But to misconstrue it and to use that as an excuse to be extravagant and go overboard, then that is a crime. That will take us to hell. So thank you. Very nice question. I appreciate it. And your question probably will have probably the advantage to everybody who was present and also devotees online. So, and that is why Srimad Bhagavatam is full of questions and answers. In the beginning, Sutta Goswami was selected by 60,000 rishis. You represent us and you ask the questions to Sukadeva Goswami. So in the beginning, the questions are appreciated by the speaker. They're a wonderful question. It is for the benefit of everyone. So that is why questions should be asked in such a way that it benefits someone, not something that is egoistic in nature and challenging in nature, trying to stump somebody. Thank you. Wonderful question. Hare Krishna. Shri Prabhupada ki और प्रेमानंदे सुखदेव भगवान की श्री प्रभुपाद गुरुदेव की जय.
Hare Krishna. So we have no words to thank